Microeconomic data focuses on the smaller individual agents that make up the larger macro picture, such as households or businesses. Things such as retail sales, pending home sales, crude oil inventories, building consents, private loans, manufacturing, etc. Those are all examples of microeconomic releases. They have less of an impact on the overall valuation of a currency, but can have short-term effects if traders feel the numbers are significant enough to impact the larger macro picture. Many of the medium and low impact data that we see daily are microeconomic numbers. And again, if you're trading these numbers, you're not a fundamental trader. Okay, you're trading the market sentiment. These daily numbers have a very low impact on the overall economy, okay, on the overall fundamental picture. If you're trading these numbers, you're simply looking to take advantage of the current market sentiment or trader sentiment that's going to get a reaction from these numbers. Okay, because they're certainly not going to affect the decisions of long-term fundamental traders. And the market will react differently depending on what the current focus is. Okay, depending on the current market sentiment and the market focus, the market will react differently to these numbers. That's not the same thing when you're talking about fundamental trading. Okay, fundamental trading is pretty consistent. There's things that, they're looking at interest rates. They're looking at the bigger economic picture. Okay, that's a lot more consistent, a lot more steady. When you're talking about the fundamental picture, 1 plus 1 does equal 2. When you're talking about market sentiment, 1 plus 1 doesn't always equal 2. Okay? And basically, I hope I'm being clear with this. What that means is you have basic fundamental principles in place. Okay, so basically if interest rates are doing something, then the currency valuation is probably in line. If the overall economy is strong, the currency is doing well. Because interest rates are going to be raised to deal with the inflation picture, which means flows are going to come into that currency. Okay, at the very basic level. When you're talking, that's what I mean by 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, when you're talking about market sentiment, just because you have good data come out for the economy doesn't mean that the currency is necessarily going to strengthen. There's a lot more factors that come into play. Okay, so anyway, I digress. Microeconomics focus on smaller individual agents that make up the larger macro picture. Let's go ahead and move on to interest rates.